If you recall, we had integrated over rectangular regions. That's where x had varied integer values and y had varied integer values. Now, double integrals over general regions are regions where one of the two variables will vary with integer values. The other variable is going to vary according to the functions. So we have type 1. Type 1, just to remind you, when you look at the domain that you're integrating over, now this is the base, okay, underneath the shape, whatever the 3D shape is that you're integrating over. So whatever surface you're integrating over, this is what you're integrating over. This is the base. So you have some region, okay, and it's easy to get the intersections of the x values, but it's not easy to get the intersection of the y values. It's just more work. So you always want to do what's more convenient in math. So we'll call this function y equals g sub 2 of x, and then we'll call the lower function y equals g sub 1 of x. So the way you would go about integrating this, D means the domain, which is this region. F of xy, that just means your surface. dA is your area. So the double integral, you would first show respect to y. So whatever the function is that's varying, you show respect to that first, and then whatever is varying with integer values goes second. And so then remember, just like in Calc 1, it's upper minus lower when your rectangle is vertical. And then, so that's varying with y, and then the x is varying from A to B, left to right. But the upper bound is the right, the lower bound is the left. Okay, type 2 region. Okay, would be if we had this domain, and it was easy to see the y values, but it wasn't easy to see the x values. So this would be a function of x, and this would be a function of x, each one of y. So in this case, when you integrate your surface over this domain, you would first be showing respect to x and then y. And x is varying right minus left. Upper bound is right, lower bound is left. And then y is varying upper bound is the upper, and lower bound is the lower. There you go. Okay, so let's look at this question. So you were supposed to finish this one up for homework. The question was worded as follows. This was page 2 of the lecture notes. Find the volume of the solid that lies under the paraboloid z equals x squared plus y squared, and above the region D. Okay, in the xy plane, bounded by, so they have to always describe this domain that you're integrating over. The line y equals 2x, and the parabola y equals x squared. All right, so you have your 3D coordinate system. You have your paraboloid. And And then we're going to have, okay, going to have this region D, which is going to be in this XY plane here. So let's look at the XY plane. So we have y equals 2x, and we have y equals x squared. Okay, you should be able to get these intersections in your head. You should be able to know that this is 2 and this is 0. Okay, same thing in Calc 1 and Calc 2. All right, you really shouldn't have to set those equal and factor. You should just take numbers and plug them in. Usually they're going to be integer values. If not, well, then you'll have more work. So for your integral, we have z. We're going to show respect to y first. And y is going to be upper. Oops, my bad. So, okay, y is going to be the upper minus the lower. And then x is going to be right minus left. Okay, so when you integrate with respect to y, y is the variable, x is a constant. So when you integrate x squared with respect to y, you just treat it like any constant. Say x squared were 4. It would be 4y. Well, therefore, it's x squared y. Integrate y squared with respect to y. So this is what we get. Our bounds of integration are these functions. And then after, we're going to integrate again. That's why they're double integrals, because we're getting volume. So you substitute in your upper bound for y. So when we substitute in 2x for y, we get x squared times 2x, which is 2x cubed. When we substitute in 2x for y cubed, we get 8x cubed. Okay, minus, substitute in x squared for y, that becomes x to the 4th. X squared for y, that's going to become x to the 6th over 3. All right, so you're supposed to try to do this in the most efficient way possible. So before you integrate in terms of x, I would combine like terms first. So if you look at 2x cubed, you need a common denominator of 3, since these are like terms. So then that 2 is going to become a 6. So that's 14x cubed over 3 minus x to the 4th minus x to the 6th over 3. You can put these in descending order if you want. You don't have to. So now we're going to integrate. If you always want to think ahead in math, okay, just like you want to think ahead in life. So this x equals 0 is not going to matter because all of these terms are going to have an x. So we're only going to use the 2. We can integrate and substitute in the 2 at the same time, simultaneously. So we get 14, x to the 4th, well, x is 2, over 4 times 3, minus 2 to the 5th over 5, minus 2 to the 7th over 7 times 3. You can just leave your answer like that in calculable form. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so that is video number 1. Thank you. Stay tuned.